John, so good to see you. Starting with an important question. Can you retire comfortably on $4,000 a month? So median monthly income for retirees is just over $4,100 a month. That's according to the Motley Fool. So John, when somebody comes into your office and says, hey, is $4,000 a month enough for me to retire on? What do you say?
I would say some people yes, some people no. And what we got
Yeah.
to do is dive in a little bit more and understand, do you own your home? Do you have a mortgage coming in? Do you own your cars? What expenses do you have coming up? And also how much of that's all going to be taxable? So there's a lot of
Mhm.
factors that go into play. But the short answer is yes, in some sorts of circumstances.
Right, right. So let's drill down into what that conversation will look like because, again, everybody's answer is going to be different. So, according to Michael Ryan Money, just to throw one more stat at you, about 16% of retirees fall into the $4,000 to $7,000 monthly spending range. So, what expenses should retirees factor in when deciding their monthly income?
I, I think one of the most important is understanding how much having your home paid off, right?
Yeah.
If I'm cruising into Social Security, my goal is to have that house paid off before
Yeah.
I claim my Social Security, if I can get that done, right? So that $4,000 mark, if you can remove your house payment from that, all of a sudden that becomes like a really good opportunity to be able to have that. But some other expenses that can come up is if you have credit card debt, all
Mm,
those things. You basically have to eliminate the debt. The debt
mhm,
needs to be gone as much as humanly possible,
mhm.
and then you kind of go from there. And you kind of see what fits your family, and then there's other things that we'll talk about here, but there's definitely the possibilities there still.
Right. So we talked about expenses. Let's pivot to income. How do other income sources like Social Security, pensions, or investments change the picture?
Sure. To give you an idea, Social Security's coming in, right? That's going real well. You take too much out of your tax deferred vehicles, you may end up creating taxation on your
Yeah.
Social Security.
Hmm.
So if you manage that a little bit, that can work to your favor. Another way that a lot of our clients that maybe look into that is sometimes they find a side job that something they like doing. Maybe they didn't, their career's over and they're
Yeah.
kind of done doing that. And then maybe someone likes woodworking and they go to Home Depot or Lowe's and just works in there because they just like being around it. So if
Hmm.
you can find ways of generating income in that way, it kind of creates that environment to have that retirement that you're looking for. And
Right.
maybe if you're just ready to go and kind of streamline things, that could create that opportunity.
Also, working in retirement, maybe you have the option for healthcare too, which I know is another consideration. So, last, I need to ask about what role do inflation and longevity play in answering this question? And how can retirees protect themselves if $4,000 a month won't be enough long term?
Yes, this is a challenging question for a lot of people, right? So, you're coming in, and one, you got to control your debt. The debt's got to be the main priority there. I think most people, if you can control your debt, most people can budget through what they got to do. But then again, it just goes into play of looking at and saying, are my investments working for me? Right? If you're getting super ultra conservative and inflation's happening, you're falling behind every time the market goes up. So you have to balance a little bit, trying to be risk adverse with the ability to understand that you need your assets to work for you as well.
Right.
If your money's sitting in the same account these last 3 years, making zero,
Yeah.
you're falling behind. You got to make a move and
Mhm.
get yourself set up.
Very delicate balance between growth and protection. So, John, if somebody would like to figure out what their monthly retirement income number is, what's the best way to reach you?
440-471-4300 is the best way to reach us. Give us a call, and we'll just bring you in and just kind of walk you through some of the things that we see that you're doing well. If there's a couple of tweaks we can make it, get you set up. Or if that's the goal 5 years from now, do you want to retire? Let's get you set up so you can do that. And I can tell you that we've seen a lot of people, some with high income, some with low. But I can tell you all of them, if you control your debt, there's usually a really good answer. So
Yeah,
I would say I would leave you with that.
great. John, thank you.
All right, take care.